Hi, I'm Derek Jordan. Thanks for joining us today on the World Fusion Show, where we bring you the leading innovators in world fusion music. Today, my guest is Cecilia Zabala, who is a singer-songwriter, composer, guitarist, and is currently on a tour of the U.S. Thank you, Cecilia, for joining us today. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here, Derek.
So, how is your tour going?
Oh, it's going great. It's awesome. I'm meeting new people, making new friends, playing music, being in new cities like Brattleboro, for example. Yeah, it's my first time here.
It's kind of a cool town, right?
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, that's great. So you're from Argentina. You grew up there in Buenos Aires.
Yeah, I was born in Buenos Aires and grew up there.
Yeah. You have 8 CDs that you've released. That's a lot of music. You've been at this a while. So how did you get started in music?
I started when I was a little child studying guitar in a teacher from my neighborhood. And after a while, I also started to sing in a choir. Mm-hmm. So that thing of playing and singing was some kind of game for me, was very natural.
Right. So you've described your music to me as a dialogue between the voice and the guitar. You want to say a little bit about that, how you think of your music?
Yeah, after searching for a personal voice, that is the most difficult things that musicians have to do. Yeah. For a long time, I realized that I was doing some kind of the same I used to do when I was a teenager, and I played some The Police stuff or some different Argentinian rock stuff or folklore from Argentinian stuff, that singing and playing, and that the secret of my music is an intimate dialogue between the voice and the guitar, where sometimes you feel like the guitar is singing or the voice is playing melodies.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really nice. So why don't we go to the first video clip and give people an example of your dialogue between voice and guitar. was really beautiful.
Thank you.
I like that. And that's from your new CD, right?
Yeah, this is the song that gives the name to my last album, El Color del Silencio, or The Color of Silence. And for me, it's very special, this album, because it's like an union of what, like a different way of reading my own language. After being playing with the band and doing some other projects with the duo with Philip and Powell before, it's like going back to the heart of my music.
That's nice. So let's talk a little bit about the world fusion aspect. You got into guitar playing pretty seriously and went to conservatory in Argentina, right?
Yeah.
And started to study classical guitar.
Yeah.
So what drew you to classical guitar?
Well, that's it's pretty funny, because when I decided to be a musician, I was 14. And in a way, I have to convince my family, my mom, my dad, that being a musician was a good thing and was what I really want to do with all my heart.
That's right.
So I was advised by my teacher in the choir, and they were they had been studying in the conservatory. So during those days, I used to go to the rock concerts and to sing folk music, but I went to study classical music. And for me, music is so beautiful that I'm always behind. I want to study. I had no problem with studying classical guitar, and I love the music I knew from those years.
Who are your favorite classical composers that influenced you?
Oh, well, I really love the stuff from Leo Brouwer, the Cuban composer Leo Brouwer.
Oh, I don't know.
Or Héctor Villalobos from Brazil. And in Argentina, in the Argentinian folk, there is a way of playing the guitar that is very similar than the classical guitar. It's not like here, for example, in the States, that the popular guitar must be the electric or the acoustic, and the classical is another kind, but not so popular. In Argentina, there are many guitar players which plays an amazing stuff of folklore with classical technique. They are very together, and there's very well-known guitar players and composers in Argentina: Quique Sinesi, Juan Falú, Raúl Carnota, Atahualpa Yupanqui, Eduardo Falú, from the very beginning.
And none of these names have I ever heard here in the States, and it's interesting, right?
I think Atahualpa and Eduardo Falú played here, and I know that Quique and Juan Falú also play. But well, it's not so easy to get here. So.
It's great to know that. So, you're Argentinian, and here in the States, we don't know that much about your music, of your country. What we think of when we think of Argentina is tango.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And maybe as a composer, Piazzolla is well known and played a lot in the classical world. But I don't hear a lot of tango in your music.
No.
And
but
you can say.
tell me. But it's not that I don't like tango or
no.
I didn't play tango, but I think that there are other kind of style in the Argentinian music that are more free, have more space to create new things. The tango is magical. It's very special, but in a way is more closed.
Yes, I understand. Now, you had a very special experience, also part of this world fusion that you bring together when you went to Brazil.
Yeah.
When you were only 19. I think it was a life-changing experience for you.
Yeah, it was.
What happened when you went there?
Well, I went there and I had some discoveries. that changed my life. In a way, first of all, when I went there, I just used to play classical stuff, and I didn't understand about harmony or popular rhythms or improvisation. And I met this new world and couldn't stand to get into it. That's why after that period, I started to study that kind of stuff to develop another language, you know. And also meeting with the Brazilian music, it was so powerful, so nice. The workshop was 2 weeks, and every night we had a concert. The some teachers, some other teacher playing solo together, releasing an album. And in one of the concerts, I sit down in I think it was the second line, and a guy with something in the hair, and the long hair came to the stage and started to play like and after that he went to the piano and and I was totally impressed. He was Egberto Gismonti.
One of my favorite musicians.
Mine too.
On the planet.
Yeah, and the same thing happened with Hermeto Pascual.
Yes.
And they both did some kind of master class, and we enjoyed a lot. Also, obviously, in those days I didn't speak Portuguese, so it was totally new for me. And also I was so lucky to take some classes that Baden-Powell gave 3 afternoons, and that's where I met his son Philip Baden-Powell.
And you've been working with Philippe now for 20 years, long time, right?
Well, we met in those days, and our friendship started in those days. We were kind of kids.
Yeah.
And in those days there was no internet.
No.
So, and we lived in different countries, so we wrote letters to communicate with each other. And after some years, some 10, 15 years, we got together again when he moved to Paris. And I was touring, doing my own music in different places of Europe, so he invited me to his house to spend some days and to do another more real friendship, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So we started to share, to listen to music together, to play, and it was about in 2012 that we started to work in our project together.
Yeah. I met him last week, a couple of weeks ago when you were here and played. I think he's a tremendous musician.
He's amazing.
Really great piano player, really creative guy. Why don't we go to the video now with you and him that you did together? Okay?
É preciso explicar o que não vê. Não é preciso dizer o que não quer. O medo não poderá desvanecer toda a magia do sonho que fizer. Desnecessário pensar o que vai ser, pois passa o tempo e a gente aqui não vê, brincando de imaginar a cor do sol, a nossa infância feliz recordação. nascemos crianças sem saber, guardado em nossa lembrança.
Yeah, nice. Of course, we can really hear the Brazilian
Yeah.
influence there, very strong. And you're singing in Portuguese
Of
as
course,
well.
yeah.
It's really lovely, and I love the fusion of all these things that you're bringing together with that. So tell me, where does your inspiration come from?
Well, I think my inspiration comes from simple pleasures of life, like when you are able to see things like for the first time, like when you were a child.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with us and our viewers before you go?
Oh, I was thinking about this concept of word fusion and what is really not so easy is to find your identity, your own identity, even when you are in a word fusion. And we still are I think musicians and artists are always looking for that identity. That maybe is not from your own music. Maybe your answers were from other place, and you can discover that your heart is on that music, and that is wonderful.
I think so too. Thank you. Let's go to the final video clip. This is also with Philippe Baden-Powell.
A cabeça precisa de beleza, inteligência é coisa do olhar. A força que move montanha tá na língua, coração é pra escutar, mãos pra dizer. Acredite no sol atrás da chuva, imite a viúva que sai no carnaval. Seu destino é agora e se tem vento, ame viva um vendaval de cada vez. Use o querer no lugar da coerência, esqueça o porquê, fique atento ao que é. Doidice adulta e razão de adolescência só vão fazer bem a você. No pé atrás, no seu talvez, há sempre a voz da insensatez. O mundo em paz é pra quem quis, quem sente mais é mais feliz. Os seus ataques exigem mais ternura, também na defesa não tem que ser cruel. Convivência é filme de aventura, aprimore sempre mais o seu papel. Simplifique só com quem vale a pena, repita que o amor se conjuga no plural. Num coração vivo cabe um infinito, e isso é natural acontecer.
All right, thank you so much to our wonderful guest, Cecilia Zabala.
Thank you for
today.
your invitation.
Thank you. And thanks for joining us today on the World Fusion Show. It's been great. We're going to bring you lots more music. And remember, think globally, listen locally, and support independent music.
aterrizó en la pendiente de mi alma, calma sin dolor. Te puedo encontrar al atardecer, el refugio de tu piel, un paisaje para almar. Quiero entender que todo va cambiando como golondrinas al vuelo, suspiros